Straight ahead on CBS19 News at 4. Gun battles in the streets of Charlottesville. Victims shot to death and business owners worried about what could happen next. The city now looking at ways to prevent that deadly violence. Could curfews help?
And Albemarle County Public Schools receiving a division-wide audit to close the achievement gap before the end of the year. We'll tell you how they plan to get better results. CBS19 News at 4 starts right now.
Live from the CBS19 News studio, this is CBS19 News at 4. Charlottesville News first.
Good afternoon, I'm Rick Young.
And I'm Carly Haynes. Thank you for joining us.
Another great spring day, lots of sunshine, and can you believe the temperatures today?
It was hot out there.
Yeah.
Here's AJ Willie with the first look at your forecast.
And now, your CBS19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Yeah, certainly a beautiful, beautiful day to spend some time outdoors. Just peeked my head out the door here a little while ago with temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s and a mixture of sun and clouds. Hope you were able to spend a little bit of time outdoors throughout the afternoon. Here's a view from Cardinal Home Center in Madison County. Just a mixture of sun and clouds out there. Whoa, 86 in Charlottesville. 85 degrees in Standardsville, 83 in Lake Monticello, 82 for our friends in Louisa and in Scottsville. Hey, we're flirting with record highs, record 88 set back in 1907, I do believe. So that's the airport. Records are from McCormick, but get McCormick data here. McCormick's only at 81, so no records, sorry. Joe's still hot. Doppler radar looking good. Not worried about any rainfall through the evening. Temperature-wise, we're still mild for tonight. Rain chances are back in the forecast, though, into your Friday. I'll time out those rain chances for you. Tell you what we're expecting into the weekend, too. That's all coming up here in just a little bit.
AJ, thank you. Our top story at 4 today, students at Western Albemarle High School walking out after the firing of their assistant principal, Harold Hackney. A school employee reports on March 6th, 2 students appeared to be intoxicated while at school, and that assistant principal, Harold Hackney, allowed one of them to drive themselves and 2 other students home. 50-year-old Hackney is charged with 2 counts of causing or encouraging acts rendering children delinquent. Western principal Jennifer Sublette sending a message to families last night. She says she recognizes Hackney was important to many students and that they will work to support them. She says, quote, student safety and appropriate response to student behavior is a priority for our staff and school community. This is an ongoing investigation and the school cannot comment on personnel matters.
Well, Charlottesville police investigating another shots fired call. It happened last night on Cedar Hill Road at Wayne Avenue. Nobody was hurt, but police said several parked cars were damaged. There was a heavy police presence in the area last night. There's no information about the shooter. The shots fired call, just one of many since the beginning of the year. With deadly gun violence on the rise in the city of Charlottesville is looking for solutions.
Today, we're getting a look at what is on and what is off the table. Gretchen Stinger spoke with some city officials. Gretchen, what did they say?
Yeah, Rick and Carly, I spoke with Mayor Lloyd Snook about what he thinks some solutions could be. As you know, there have been more murders this year than in several years combined. One idea that has been proposed in Roanoke is a curfew for kids 16 years and younger. Here in Charlottesville, Mayor Lloyd Snook says it hasn't escalated to that point yet.
Things are not to the level where it would be appropriate, where it would actually help. Doesn't mean we don't do anything. It just means that's not the right answer.
Mayor Snook said a majority of this year's gun violence has not been random, so the solution has to focus on that. Coming up at 5 and 6, I'll tell you what Mayor Snook believes may be the solution and what he and the City Council are doing to make a change. In the studio, Gretchen Stinger, CBS 19 News.
All right, thanks, Gretchen. Albemarle County Public Schools tested above average in the 2022 Virginia Standards of Learning, but some demographic groups were below average.
For example, Black and Hispanic students' test scores were 10% below the state's average. ACPS hiring an auditor to help close that achievement gap. CBS 19's Felicity Taylor has more.
Albemarle County Public Schools are undergoing an audit to address the achievement gaps happening in their schools. On Thursday, the firm doing that audit, Bellwether, was here at Woodbrook Elementary. Woodbrook is one of the county's most diverse schools with 16 languages spoken. It qualifies as a Title I school, meaning it has a high percentage of low-income families.
I knew coming in as a Title I school there were some achievement gaps present, but certainly what we've seen since the pandemic is that has certainly widened.
Principal Kristen Williams says there was some improvement last year, but there's a ways to go. Her goals?
Committing ourselves to be more culturally responsive in our approach, in the way that we engage families, in the way that we get to know our families and truly partner with them in the education process for their children.
Kim Martin is a second grade teacher and in Bellwether's teacher focus group.
The teachers have a voice where in the past I feel like maybe we haven't had as much voice. I think we're really looking at equity, and I think we're looking at how all the schools are different and schools need different things.
She says Woodbrook needs lower class sizes, social and emotional learning, and teachers invested in the community. There's also student focus groups. Fifth graders Stephanie Akbari and Amina Fakiri says the best teacher experiences are what they want all the time to make them love learning.
She makes stuff like fun. If it's hard work, she'll keep making it like better and she won't leave you alone to do it.
Helpful, she would tell the truth, like if I got my answer right or wrong. She would nice and calm, she wouldn't yell at me and I wouldn't get scared or anything.
Bellwether will present their findings to the school division in June, and the school division says they hope to start implementing them by the fall. In Albemarle County, Felicity Taylor, CBS 19 News.
Monticello getting a huge grant for their Getting Word African American Oral History project. The Mellon Foundation awarding them $3.5 million. Getting Word is a 30-year-old project that collects and preserves stories of families and individuals enslaved by Thomas Jefferson and descendants. They've collected over 200 oral histories so far, and Director Andrew Davenport says the money will allow them to hire more staff to collect hundreds more over the next 4 years and fund the creation of a digital archive. He says it's important to preserve all family histories, but this project is also an archive of freedom.
These are stories of resilience and resistance and love and abolition and civil rights and activism and more. This is work that will touch you.
He says there are a few more meaningful experiences than engaging with these histories. The project database is online and archived at Monticello.
University of Virginia getting ready to welcome a new set of first-year students.
CBS 19's Brenna Kiefner sat down with the UVA Director of Admissions and has more on what makes UVA admittees stand out.
Our job is really to try to predict the future.
Over 2,000 applicants received a potentially life-changing decision last weekend, their University of Virginia decision letter. With those decisions, 750 admittees were Virginians and 1,432 were out-of-state students. But what goes into making these hard decisions on who gets admitted and who is not?
We don't rely on a formula or an algorithm or some computer system that'll spit out answers. Everyone is read from top to bottom, often several times, to try to make just sound, good, logical, heartfelt, personal decisions.
A common trend in this year's applicants was thinking outside of academics and diving deeper into the things that make them stand out.
But we're also trying to get to know them as human beings. So we spend time we're looking at their personal characteristics and qualities, what they enjoy doing, trying to see if we can predict what type of student they'll be at UVA and how they'll contribute to the community once they arrive.
Most UVA applicants have a lot of the same characteristics: strong, driven, and motivated. Demonstrating these qualities through essays, interviews, or applications allowed the admissions team to really envision the impact they will make at UVA.
It never ceases to amaze me how active and busy these students are and how they contribute both directly and indirectly to their families, their schools, their neighborhoods. And so I think when students look at UVA, they're looking to find a place that will help them grow and develop.
Students admitted have until May 1st to reserve their spot in the University of Virginia class of 2027. At the University of Virginia, Brenna Kiefner, CBS 19 News.
Well, the CEO of TikTok in the congressional hot seat, coming up on CBS 19 News at 4. The owner of the social media giant being grilled about the platform's privacy and security practices because of its ties to China, as well as its impact on kids. We got details.
And dozens of people in West Virginia have been taken into custody in what's being described as the largest meth seizure in the state's history. Plus, amid former President Trump's legal battles, Trump seems ready for another fight, this time against DeSantis. Are they both participating in a presidential run? With details.
We're on the much warmer side of a frontal system for today. We're going to flip that script into tomorrow, though. We'll also bring back some rain chances. Time them out for you right after this.